Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Alana here. Um, so I wanted to do a special video today because so basically in a previous video I was talking about how I was doing a massive, like, part of why I was, away for a while, sorry. And one of the things leading up to, to me making videos again, I was doing a massive decluttering. And I'll link the video, down below for sure. But basically, what had occurred during this is, I'd gotten confirmation that my grandmother has been watching over me all this time. Grandmothers. I of course, my there's my mom's mom and my dad's mom, but in respect to this story, I'm referring to my maternal grandmother, and because she, so today as I make this video, you'll probably see it, maybe a day or two or so after. But the day that I'm filming this video, it's her birthday. And I'm making it in honor of that. She would have been 108 this year. And it so happens that she passed away about 8 years ago. So she was 99, just shy of her 100th birthday, when she passed. And the significance of, what was going on is the decluttering that I was doing and the emotional roller coaster that I was on, and this journey, this dark night of the soul, if you will, this deep introspection, that I've been, doing, not only, spiritually speaking, with my work with my cards and prayer and stuff like that, but also with therapy, and even with my my educational experience and what I know, right? So anyway, basically I felt like I had come to this revelation that all of this, it's connected, and this sign from my grandmother basically is confirmation of that. Now, it wasn't just in the fact that I came across this particular picture book that I made for my grandmother when she had passed, like I said, just over 8 years ago. But also she, it was a book that I made for her, and because of the time when I made it from when she passed, it happened to fall just around Mother's Day. So it was a very significant time. And I don't know what led me to make the picture book, but besides the fact that, it was her funeral, but and I'm accustomed, preparing stuff for people who have passed, putting pictures together. Anyways, but normally it's usually boards, but whatever. I felt called to make this book. Okay, whatever. And I made it in Walmart and I made several copies and I gave them out. I even gave them out. I gave them out to my mom. I of course kept for myself. I gave to my aunt and so on for, and it turns out, it was also Mother's Day. Also turns out it was around the same time my aunt and her son have a birthday around Mother's Day as well. Anywho, totally other side story. But anyway, when I came across this book in my decluttering, and I was already feeling emotionally raw, kind of going through all this stuff, because I'm essentially digging through stuff that I've accumulated as a coping mechanism, as I said, for everything that I'd been going through. And not only going through, but going through, funny enough, in those 8 years that my grandmother has passed on. Anyhow, so I felt like I was being comforted because here's a book that I made for her in her memory, that I sort of packed away, sort of keepsake, but completely forgot about until that very moment that I found it, where I put it. And I was like, yeah. So many emotions, flooded, towards me at that time. Not only was it because of that, but because of the work that I'd been doing with my therapist, when, we talk about, and something that, we talk about trauma and ancestral trauma and stuff like that, and sorting through our feelings and recognizing them and where they come from, and so all of those things, being mindful that just as we have these triggers and these things, so do other people, and how we cope, right? Anyway, like I said, I think I said in a previous video, again, talking about my identification with my spirituality, my Christianity, which comes from, my family side of things, like culturally speaking, right? Because that's how I was raised. But also embracing all that I've been exposed to. So that includes my education, my professional work, my own, good and bad interactions I've had with other people, identifying the similarities of things and sort of working through that, doing that introspective work, doing that shadow work, if you will, which is, definitely in the sort of pagan witchcraft, tarot world, is, a word or term that we use to talk about that sort of inner work, taking a look into our darkness, our pain. Well, anyway, it's pretty much like I said, what I'm doing in therapy, but why I say the work, and why I believe the work together combined is so important, and having a balance. But anyways, so further confirmation, as I was saying, of what I'm basically, all what I'm talking about right now for my grandmother, is the fact that I had connected with in my journey in love for tarot and learning and stuff like that, being on YouTube and watching YouTube and being on Instagram, I've come across a lot of beautiful creators. And one of them, of course, is the beautiful Kara Simmons, of course, and as you can see right in front of me, Mari in the Sky. And of course, they co-created to make Song of the Grandmothers. It's Kara's vision, a baby, and Mari was the illustrator. So anyway, but the title, of course, is Grandmothers, Song of the Grandmothers, right? So this is the most recent addition that came into my life. But even the fact that how actually all of this came into my life is quite such a very beautiful, sweet story. And just even like the title, like, oh my gosh. Well, anyways, the colors, everything perfect. Okay, well, as I started diving into cards and tarot and stuff like that, like, I just feel like it's all connected. This is the confirmation that I have here to show that it's connected. I can connect both what I've been exposed to, what I'm learning, what's now, what's current, and also still hang on and take the teachings of what I've learned traditionally from my past. You know, take what I know to be true and what makes sense and what's true to what I feel instinctively and believe in, and you know, and do without all that goes against that. I have the freedom to do that with all that I've been exposed to. This to me is confirmation of that. You know, like I said, when, you know, the title of my channel, and like I said, I will refer to, and I've been talking for the last 12 minutes, and I realized I didn't even start with this, which is what I initially came on thinking I was going to do before I started all of this. But anyways, so where we're at, I still want to, you know, get back to it, my trusty Bible. Although technically, you know what, I don't even really need it, because it's what's true to me. It's what's, you know, I know it off by heart. So anyways, I will put it up on the screen. It's, you know, a scripture from the Bible, 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 4 to verse 8. And it goes, "Love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast. It is not proud, it is not rude. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Love never fails, but where there are prophecies, they will cease. Where there are tongues, they will be stilled. And where there is knowledge, it will pass away. So it is, as is written in 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 4 to verse 8. So, with that in mind, moving forward, I want to share with you some of the things that I genuinely love and how I use them, how it's all connected, and just how it's all been meaningful to me And so, as I always say, back to sort of the, the connection of the story. So sawing the grandmother's, it was around, actually, and it was all around my birthday too. That's the other freaky thing about it. So, I think I mentioned, my, I just recently turned 40 in September. And it's all when this sort of, all this revelation kind of stuff, and it's sort of been, sort of coming stronger in unity for me in my brain, and the excitement to, share forth the knowledge. So anyways, so it was around this time, my birthday, like I said, doing the decluttering and everything, trying a big milestone and stuff. And I, hard work. And like I said, I came across the book, and it was around the time that the decks came in, and were being ready to be shipped from, Kara's latest Kickstarter for this deck, Song of the Grandmothers. And I had the pleasure of meeting her once before. I did a collaboration of for mental health, a video that I did for what here in Canada we have Bell Let's Talk Day, which is a campaign that one of our biggest phone companies sort of puts out there in regards to bringing forth mental health awareness and stuff. So anyway, I collaborated and did a video on that, and Kara was one of the people that was on the panel, and it was so amazing to meet her and to talk to her and get to know her. And I fell in love with her first deck, the Prairie Majesty Oracle. And if you haven't seen that mental health tribute video, I will definitely have it, everything linked down below, right? So anyways, like I said, when Song of the Grandmothers, like, it's even weird because and I've expressed this to her so many times already, that even before the deck was made, when the Kickstarter, when I first heard that she was coming out with this deck, and I thought, and it intrigued me right from the get-go. And I don't know, like, as she started showing, on Instagram, images of the cards, and even just the way, when she would do her little, short videos, and be pulling cards, and she'd be using cards from like a sample deck and stuff, prior to the card, to the deck, being printed. And I absolutely fell in love. And so it's been meaningful to me ever since. I have also been diving, like I said, more into my spirituality, seeking solitude in that, and connecting that with the teachings of my my ancestry and cultural upbringing and stuff like that, relying heavily on particular scripture, which is love. And as I think I mentioned before, I talked about my the workshop that I took with Sadhana, and I identified myself as love. And why, and sort of exploring that with all these mediums, right? To really confirm that, and why that's meaningful to me. And so it's been all of these little things too that's sort of been leading the way, so to speak. So anyway, so Song of the Grandmothers, and then how I came across the Gentle Tarot. Now this is a deck that, of course, came out before Song of the Grandmothers. It's been out for a while. This is actually the first edition, second printing, and I came across, and I got the big guidebook with it. So with this, I happily came across it, of course, for my birthday, around that same time. And it was actually a giveaway from on Instagram that Mari had going on that I won. And I so happily and gratefully, accepted this amazing gift. And so thankful for the opportunity to get this deck. When I did, and even get the big guidebook with the card, like with the full deck. So, and so it was around, I already knew I was getting this. I had already backed the Kickstarter, so it was already coming, and, the connection with the artistry from, both of these decks, and super, super excited. Now, I also had received a gift that, and the opportunity to do a giveaway. And right now the giveaway is going to be posted on Instagram. I'm telling you about it now in this video. And it's going to be for Song of the Grandmothers. And the reason why I wanted to do this giveaway is because, and I talked to Kara about it, very supportive of me doing this, and not only just as a thank you to her, to honor her deck, but also and the work that her and Mari did, but also the fact, because of, like I said, how meaningful it's been to me on this journey that I've been on spiritually, and introspection and all of that stuff, and the confirmation, the connection that it had to the timing of, and my grandmother, and just the whole foundation, that hominess, right, in that motherly love. So anyway, so in honor for my grandmother, I wanted to do this giveaway. I am gonna have it on Instagram, and I will post the details there as well. I will give you a brief outlook, understanding of what I expect for the giveaway. So of course, like, share, and subscribe. It's going to be an open giveaway, and you will of course have to be subscribed to my channel and my Instagram account over there, but like I said, I will have all the details over on my Instagram account, but I would also have a link to that in the description box and stuff. So yeah, so let's just get into it. The other thing is, while I'm gonna get into this with you, probably in another video, because I just realized like now it's like 24 minutes long. But I also, I think what I'm gonna do in the next video, because actually these are some of the decks that I think are also really important into the last sort of installment that I was talking about in regards to what is love, and that is, you know, what I would say is that sort of macro level, that universal, that worldly love that's missing, that, and I feel that, you know, we all need to, you know, to work on and to, you know, be mindful of, and how we treat each other. So not just, you know, on a self-reflective, you know, perspective, but, and not from just a familial or, you know, partnership perspective, but on a human race, all of us perspective, you know, united that way, you know, and the different, you know, stages of that. Anyway, so yeah, so the giveaway is going to start today. Well, today being, I'm going to post it on Instagram, and it's running from the day I post it, so December 5th, December 6th, and I think I'm going to actually run it until Christmas. I think that's what I'm going to do. If I do decide to extend it, I will definitely update that on Instagram. But yeah, so watch out for my sort of walk-through-ish video that I will do with the deck and the book, and also some other decks that I like to pair with it and work with, including books that I think, you know, as I said, as we dive into the topic of sort of universal love, and not to say that some of these decks or a lot of these decks can't be used on any of the other levels. I'm just saying that these are the ones that I found that would be, you know, the most sort of opening on all levels, if you will. So yeah, so until then, I continue to live, listen, and learn. I love you guys. Can't wait to see you again soon. Bye.